In this video, we'll go over the Vector P Special Strike Team for Deadzone. Vector P is basically more plague stuff than GCPS for Maison Labs. They've got a lot of plague, as I just said, but with a lot of rampage. They are all on the vault, so you can all print everything off if you so wish. They are not found all in the same place, which is unfortunate, but it is unfortunately what it is. We shall go through them and decide and find out and think of and unknown what they do. Yes. So, starting with the special operations. First one is Volatile Vector P Strain. Every specimen unit to gain the Boom 2 keyword. So, effectively making them explode. But why not? Why not? Getting close combat with a hell... Oh my god, yeah. Oh no, they haven't got... Specimen, have they? Oh well. That's a shame. Where it uses on the murder bird, again on subject 901, against the plague victim, against the aberration, against the plague swarm. Yeah. So there's quite a few you could use it on actually. The plague victim is probably the best one to probably use it on because of all the close combat ones, because all the plague ones are close combat. It's probably the weakest of them, so probably best to use that on it. So getting close combat, then explode. You've also got the fact that if they're on the last wound, you might as well just make them explode and have that, to be honest. Next one is Slow Acting Serum. At the start of the second round, before rolling for command, you may replace any containment guards from your strike team with a plague victim model. At the start of the third round, you may replace any remaining containment guards. Okay, when you must, right. So at third round you've got to replace them with plague victims. When a containment guard dies before using this ability, it is replaced by an activated and pinned plague victim specimen. So you could potentially have 3 plague victims out there running about doing whatever they want to do. Okay, if you want some extra close combat. How fast are they actually? Speed 2-3, so yeah. If you want some fast close combat capable guys that aren't that expensive victory point wise, maybe. You are getting rid of the under control thing, which for this list is kind of necessary. Next one is Maximum Security. Instead of placing Hellhounds when using Unleash the Hounds, you may place a containment guard instead, using either Anya or Marcus's profiles. Are they actually any different? I don't think they are. Nah, the stats are both the same. Everything about them's the same. Containment guards may reroll a single die when testing for keeping them in line. We'll get onto that in a bit. Okay, Graves has got keeping them in line. Okay. Actually, no, that does mean you've got 2 leader abilities, actually, so you've got 2 spot options. Okay. So you could have a lot of cheapish shooting going off. Why not? Place an additional hell. Okay. We'll go over what the leader abilities do in a minute. But last one for the specialised operations is Taking Over Control. Friendly specimen models may treat any non-specimen models as enemies, gaining victory points when eliminating them instead of your opponent gaining them. Oh, so you can potentially kill your own stuff off. Specimens eliminated. Specimens eliminated while taking over control is still gives your opponent victory points as normal. Okay, that's contradictory. Okay. Surely that would mean no. That if your opponent don't get the victory points, how are you supposed? How are they getting the victory points? This is weirded wordly. This is worded badly, not weirdly. Oh, once you make use of taking over control, which it be active all the time, would have thought, you may only use the tactician value from subject 109 and all friendly specimens, except the aberration, the loser's rampage. Okay. So that's pretty decent. So the inmates would be running the asylum, so to speak. So let's see, we've got the murder bird won't have rampage, the plague victim won't have rampage, and the plague swarm won't have rampage, which is nice. The leader abilities would still be in effect, but subject 109 would be the only one to give out command dice, which, yeah, okay, I can see the effect of that. Yeah, taking over control is worded really badly. Whoever thought to word it like that, I think no one proofread that whatsoever, because yeah, that's bad. That's written badly. If someone wants to explain in the comments how the hell that works, I'd love someone to explain it, because, and keep it as simple as possible, because I might need to redo this video with an explanation of how it works, but okay, ignoring the rest of that problem, removing the rampage keyword from things isn't a bad thing at all. You still get use of everything else, it's just that the infected and the plague things being the dominant force here. So that's as it uses. Maximum security is a bit weak because they have to get into close combat first, but you are getting some extra security cards going off, so that's cool. Slow acting serum means you can get some more some more plague victims, so that's cool. Volatile strain's just funny. Just making them explode. It just means you've got a lot of pinning going off, so I wouldn't use that one against Asterians and Forge Fathers, if I'm honest. But against anyone else, it'd be funny. So, starting with Dr. Lucas Coigne, Companion, Engineer, Medic, Tactician 2, Unleash the Hounds, which is his splat. When a friendly model is the target of an assault by the active enemy model, you may spend a special order result to place an additional Hellhound in the cube before the assault is resolved. After the enemy assault is resolved, the Hellhound may immediately make a fight action against the active model. In all ways, the new model is treated as a member of your strike team and victory points are scored for killing it. Her Hellhound profile is only as part of this roster when added this way, not during deployment. So, yeah, at least if your models in this list are getting attacked in close combat, at least you've got a friendly in there. Hellhounds aren't the best in close combat, but they're not bad. They're not bad. Plus, if you take use of taking over control, they lose the rampage because they get rampage. In fact, I'll go over their Hellhound stats now because this is the only way they work. So they've got Beast, Rampage, Special Operations only, which is the Unleash the Hounds thing. They've got Speed 2, 3, range of... They haven't got any range. Fight to 5, survive 5, no armour, 2 health, size 1, 25mm base. And they've got Frenzy 1 in close combat, they're worth 1 victory point. Yeah, like I say, they're not the best in close combat, but they're not awful. I've seen Hellhounds do some pretty decent things. Plus, if you use taking over control, like I say, you lose the rampage thing. But you still get use of the splats as long as Konya and... what's the other guy? Graves is still alive. So, probably taking over control is probably the best one, to be honest, actually. Well, that's just me. Anyway, going back to Konya, he's got a speed of 1, 2, range of 5, fight to 5, survive 4, no armour, 2 health, size 1, 25mm base. He's got anaesthetic injectors, which are close combat, stun under control. He's got aesthetic shot, which is range 1, stun, and laser cutter, which is range 2, AP 1, burn. So he's got a flame thing, which is nice. He's not bad in close combat, anyway, actually, considering he's got... oh, actually, it's just stun, so it won't actually do any damage, but it means they'd be activated. Alright, fine. He's got a companion, so at least if he's defending in close combat, you get an extra dice that way, I suppose. He's got medic, so he's got resilient and he can patch himself up and others. So he's there for support and for... Well, support is not there for much else. It could burn things, I suppose. It could burn things. So next we have Commander Graves. They've got 2 leaders. I mean, it says Konya is a legend, living legend, but they're both leaders. Recon 5 plus. Alright, so using Graves as the recon guy. I see. Tactician 1, under control, keeping them in line. So that's his splat. The active friendly model with under control keyword may spend a special order result to perform a free 3 dice range test. You need 1 success. Targeting a friendly specimen in line of sight and up to range 4. If passed, you may move the target model 1 cube or stand up if it is pinned. Which, if you have the one where you get more plague victims, that's not necessary. That's not a bad one, actually. Each specimen model may only be targeted once per round by this. You're not going to use it all the time, but it means you get to shift them forward. It's not a shoot action, so you don't get to damage them, as I read it. Although, if it is the case that you do damage them, then at Rampage will come into effect. You're potentially damaging them, causing Rampage, meaning friendly enemies will get an extra dice in close combat against them. I hope it isn't the fact that you have to shoot them to do this. I hope it's just a test where you're doing a ranged thing on them. But it has its uses. If you want to get them closer to the enemies, that's how you do it. If you are using slow acting serum, then keeping them in line, you've only got 2 turns to do it, because at the start of the 3rd round they've all become plague victims. So you've got to know which one you want to do. Although in fairness, if you're taking maximum security, you could put containment guards down, and this would be a lot more effective. Actually, this would be a lot more effective. But going back to his stuff, speed 1, 2, range of 4, fight to 5, survive 5, 1 armour, 2 health, size 1, 25mm base. He's got bionic arm, which is close combat, knockback, smash 1, and he's got a heavy pistol, which is range 4, rapid fire. is worth 2 victory points. He's not honestly bad in close combat. He's not bad at shooting, even though his ranged weapons a bit poor. Is there more for support capabilities like Konya, but he could do some actual damage, unlike Konya, which, unless you want to burn things, Konya's got no hope, let's be honest. Although he could keep them together to keep them healthy, and then Graves just bust there in close combat, maybe. Yeah, you've got options there, I suppose. The lead, but like I say, the leaders are more support capable rather than anything else. They're not really there much for anything else, if I'm completely honest. Next we have the 2 containment guards, Anya and Marcus, and they're both the same, so I'll go through them together. Hacker under control, speed 1-2, range of 5, fight to 5, survive 5, no armour, 2 health, size 1, 25mm base. They've both got rifles, which are range 6, rapid fire, worth 1 victory point. They're basically security guards from Maison Labs. They're all flavours of alright. The survivor's a bit naff. Well, no, it's alright. Like I say, they're just all flavours of alright. They're there for shooting and to stop the rampage going off if necessary. Well, with the Plague Swarm and the what was it? The Murder Bird, potentially you could hide the containment guard behind, well, yeah, behind them, and then the rampage won't go off because they'd be under it. They're just there for shooting and just there for show. It makes more sense to have the effect of them. I suppose thematically it makes sense to have them, but they're just there. they are just there. They come into their own, depending on the special operations. The slow acting serum, you kind of need them. The maximum security means you get more. I don't know what else to tell you about that, really. Plus, if you use the keeping them in line, that does mean the security guards are pushing the specimens forward, hopefully getting them into close combat. So, yeah, that's something. I would assume if the keeping line goes off and the specimen goes into a cube with an enemy model, they go into close combat. And it's not them activating, but I would assume because you move in, then a fight happens immediately. I would assume that you're getting them in a fight. That, I think, needs explaining and confirmed, but that's how I see it anyway. Next we have the TAC drone. Beast Construct Remote. Speed 1-2, range of 5, fight of 6, survive 5, armor 1, 3 health, size 2, 40mm base. Comes with a missile launcher. Range 6, AP 1, explosive frag 3, and it's worth 2 victory points. Now, this is pretty decent. On its own, you might think, I mean on its own actually it's pretty good. It's got range 6 on its explosive, which you don't usually get that. And it's also AP 1, which, again, don't usually get that on explosives. But the better thing about it is, if you can pin the targets you shoot, then your specimen stuff will just fly into close combat, which is what you want them to do. The keeping them in line can be very effective with this, actually. Just getting them move forward, more closer into close combat. You have extra activation. Use the TAC drone, then you use a containment guard, and then push a specimen into close combat. Or just use a specimen if they're near enough just to ram into close combat. The TAC drone on its own, it could potentially kill someone. You've got AP on there, which helps, and the range of 6 means if your opponent's high up, range 6 is a big danger zone. The explosive will knock them off all over the shop, and yeah, it's pretty decent. It's one that I didn't think initially it'd be that good for this strike team, but thinking about it, using it for the pinning capabilities, it could potentially do. It could be very useful. So we have the Plague Swarm Specimen. Agile, Beast, Rampage and Tough. Speed 1, 2, no range stat, fight of 3, survive 5, no armour, 3 health, size 2, 40mm base. It's got an acidic bite, which is close combat, AP 2, no toxic, surprisingly, 2 victory points. It's not the fastest, but it has got tough, and survives on 5, so it's got some capabilities to not take damage and have the rampage activate, which is your biggest problem because it fights on 3s. The keep them under control thing will definitely help the Plague Swarm out a bit. Just getting it to move closer to the enemy is always a good thing. It's good against medium armour, like Peacekeepers and the like. So, yeah. I don't know what you want me to say. Fights on 3s, size 2, 3 health. It's not bad in close combat at all. Next we have the Aberration Specimen. Beast, Frenzy 1, Rampage, Tough. Speed 1, 2, no range stat, fight of 3, survive 4, 1 armour, 5 health, size 4, 60mm base. It's got teeth and claws, which are close combat, AP 1, knockback, smash 1, 4 victory points. It's a beast in close combat. It's just basically an aberration, but with the specimen thing added on. Again, like the Plague Swarm, the keeping them under control thing really benefits this. It means you are getting him to move a lot faster in close combat, and towards close combat, should I say? And yeah, it's what you want. One thing though is an added side effect of it is if Rampage is going off, you could have them moving away from any of yours, and even if they if you roll badly for the Rampage, potentially you won't get in close combat with them. So that's an added side effect to the keeping them under control thing, which I didn't think about until just now. But Aberrations are really amazing in close combat, fighting on 3s, smash 1, frenzy 1, an AP 1 in close combat. They've got toughs and surviving on 4s, so they ain't that easy to kill. I can tell you that much. It is unfortunately weak to pinning, so that's something you've got to be careful about with an Aberration. But other than that, it's just devastating. Aberrations always are. Next we have Plague Victim Specimen. Beast, Frenzy 1 and Rampage. Speed 2, 3, no range stat. Fight 4, survive 5, no armour, 2 health. Size 1, 25mm base. It's got claws, which are close combat, worth 1 victory point. They're fast. They're basically like ghouls, but they've got frenzy. Is effectively what it is. I don't know what else to say really. And it can't pick up items actually. It's fast. It's about as good as a dog in close combat, really. Oh, but don't fight as well, actually. I suppose if you wanted, you could turn the security guards with the slow acting serum into plague victims, I suppose, but you are putting more Rampage out there, which I suppose for this faction that'd be funny to see so much Rampage going all over the place. Is it one of ours or one of theirs? Who cares? Kill something. This is just the chaotic special strike team, isn't it? Really. But fine on 4s, frenzy 1 is alright in close combat, I guess. All shades of alright. Next we have the Murder Bird Specimen. Beast, Flight and Rampage. Speed 2-3. No range stat, Fighter 4, Survive 5, no armour, 4 health, size 2, 40mm base. It's got beak and talons, which is a close combat weapon, worth 2 victory points. Murder Birds. Murder Birds are always great. I haven't seen them used as much as they used to be, because they, I believe, used to have tough, but they're only worth 2 victory points. They're pretty fast, they fight on 4s, and they're size 2, so a lot of the times they're going to get an extra dice in close combat, and they've got 4 health, so they are very durable for size 2 models. Yeah, it's a shame don't get more of these in the list, but hey ho, it's something that I think is deceptively good. I think Murder Birds are really, really good. You could fly them on an objective. The under control thing would push them a bit further, so you've got options on how you use them, but just get them into close combat. Finally, we have Subject 901 Sentient Specimen. Frenzy 2, Tactician 1. Speed 1-2, no fight stat, range stat, sorry, Fighter 4, Survive 4, 1 armour, 4 health, size 2, 40mm base. It's got teeth, claws, which are close combat, AP 1, and worth 3 victory points. It's a pretty decent close combat guy, isn't he? It's got no smash merit like that, but it's fighting on 4s, Frenzy 2 and AP 1. So, he's alright, isn't he? He's not that fast, but that under control thing, I think that'd work on, yeah, that under control thing would work on them. Oh no, keeping them in line, should I say. In fact, that keeping them in line would actually be an anti-suppression effect as well. So you've got options there for that as well. If you're against a lot of HMGs or the like, yeah, that'd be good for that actually as well. Yeah. You just want to get him into close combat, and he'll get there. He'll get there. He's got 1 armour, surviving on 4s, so he's got a bit of durability. And because he's got 4 health, he's not going to be taken down that quickly. On paper, the Vector P strike team is just a mishmash of Plague and a little bit of Maison Lab stuff, but they do have uses. You've got more options than you might think. The keeping them in line will make them go a bit further into close combat. The Unleash of the Hounds will net you more close combat models. The taking over control will means that you are losing the Rampage, which is going to be really, really good. The maximum security means you're getting extra shooting, which ain't a bad thing. The slow acting serum means you're getting extra plague victims, which they are fast and they're not bad in close combat, but and the volatile thing, just making things explode. What more do you want? It's a shame Hellhounds aren't specimens, otherwise you'd be able to make them go boom as well. You've got options. The main weakness of this faction is that the shooting doesn't have AP and they aren't that durable, apart from the attack drone, which is going to be something your opponent, I don't think, will take much notice of. The close combat is good, but, well, the close combat is good, but they've got no shooting. So you've got shooting, which hasn't got that much AP, and you haven't got that much suppression. You've got rapid fire, but no proper suppression capabilities, really. And the close combat is pretty decent. It depends on if you want more lots of bullet shooting flying around, or do you want them getting in close combat a lot faster. You have options on how to use these, and to be honest, if you know what you're doing, these can be a really, really tricky faction to play against. And yeah, these can really, really be deceptive. But that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye for now.